How can a Saiyan fight like that, and at the same time be so gentle that he wouldn't hurt a fly? Oh, it makes me angry just thinking about it. But perhaps it is my anger that has made me blind to the truth for so long. I see it now. This day has made it all too clear. You're better than me, Kakarot. You are the best.
This man just gave arguably one of the greatest speeches in fiction history, with most people not even knowing it. Mind you, this is the same dude that took pleasure in beating a 9-year-old child in front of everybody. And then he called his own son pathetic, when in his timeline everyone is literally gone, and he knows this. He literally knows this, and yet he's still smiling like this. Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Oh, and I can't forget, this man allowed himself to get possessed by whatever the hell this thing is, just to blow up in a arena full of people to prove how evil he is. This is character development, and this, without a doubt, is one of the best character developments in fiction. And it's still sad that in 2023, people still using having anime profile pictures as an insult, like it's supposed to mean something. You see, unfortunately, anime does something very well that people fail to do, and that is evolve. Now, you can't talk anime without bringing up the godfather himself, Akira Toriyama, who created Dragon Ball, which went from this.
Fight back! Fight back! Fight back! Fight back!
Bro, everyone really just watched this child get manhandled, but my boy went from that to this. Nah. This man Janemba just straight posed on Goku while redirecting his attack. And then he turned into some 8-bit Lego pieces while smiling like a menace and copied Goku's move the exact way that he did it after seeing it one time, bruh. Anime really just made some Lego pieces look cool. And mind you, Dragon Ball came out in like 1984. Bro, Fusion Reborn, 1995. That is 11 years. I don't know not one anime that has at least over 100 episodes and the characters don't go through some crazy transformation or master some crazy technique. Every anime from the start to the finish is gonna have some changes in it. Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, you got Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4, God, Blue, Master, Ultra Instinct. And then you got shows like Akame Got Killed that when you use certain techniques, they will literally drain your life away, bro. And look, you might think it's a bad thing to have constant transformations and forms, but that right there could be the difference between having a good show and a legendary show. And look, say what you want about anime, but bro, anime never fails to entertain. It amazes me how people think that anime is just two people beating the hell out of each other. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of anime of that, but that doesn't sum up all of anime. There's literally anime for everything, and I mean quite literally everything. You want to watch anime with soothing, amazing animated cooking, you can watch that. I mean, bro, just look at this. Some of this food in anime be looking better than the food I be seeing in real life. And let's say you still love cooking, but you want something a little bit more up-tempo, there's quite literally an anime dedicated to you that has some action with cooking and a little bit of drama right there with it. You want to watch people run on buildings, fighting giant naked people? You can watch that if you want. Well, let's say you really mess with sports, particularly boxing. Bro, do yourself a favor and watch Ajabe no Ippo. This dude just straight took a full hook, no dodging, no weaving, nothing, just straight up taking it while staring this dude in his soul, mind you, and proceeding to rapture this man's intestines bone by bone. Now just imagine if Mike Tyson himself was an anime. Kirikou no Basketball is also another amazing sports anime, and it does what I love that most anime do, is that it takes whatever it is that you're watching in real life and it quite literally cranks the sliders all the way up to 1,000. So why run through the basketball court when you could just teleport and zip through it? Why take a regular 3 when you can just shoot from full court? And speaking of shooting shots, I have to talk about the anime that birthed all the toxicity in this generation, School Days. Like, I don't know any other show, whether it's live action or animated, that captures this generation as well as this show right here. This show literally is the pioneer of everything going on today. Now, Makoto Idu, or however the hell you say this dude name, is your average horny high school student that don't care about school, don't care about education. They just care about sleeping with as many girls as humanly possible. Now, essentially, he's your average Twitch chat user or just online troll in general. They just care about sleeping with women, but the only difference between them and this dude is that he actually succeeds, and that's the issue. And you also have to keep this context in mind. A lot of dudes think that the more women you sleep with, the better, right? What could possibly go wrong? But this show sums up why in actuality, that is the least thing that you want to happen in your life. Because this dude sleeps with a lot, and I mean a lot of girls, especially for high school. This dude sleeps with like 8 different girls simultaneously. This man was Future before Future was even a thing. And y'all gotta understand, most of these anime only got 12 episodes per season. And a lot of shows don't get a second season. That's not a lot of time to get people invested. From the very first episode, everything was just so beautiful. You know, this dude goes out with this girl. It's just puppy love. It's just adorable to see. Then you fast forward to the last episodes and it's just, how did we even get here? By this point, this dude cheated God knows how many times, left all these girls emotionally scarred, fighting over each other for this dude, got one girl faking a pregnancy just so he will spend time with her, bro. She's like 14. And then this other chick, he done made her so delusional, she's watching this dude cheat multiple times and still in love with him. He literally took the soul. You can see the soulness out of her is just gone. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And look, to me, this just goes to show the amazing ability that anime displays. Not all of them, but a lot. Storytelling. And look, in my opinion, this is probably the most underappreciated part of anime because a lot of people always talk about the fighting, the action, the choreography, which in most of the anime like Demon Slayer, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, they're amazing, but a lot of people don't really focus on the story or the context behind those fights that make them so legendary. And a fight that always comes to my mind is the fight between Zuko and Azula in Avatar: The Last Agni Kai. That fight to me is one of the best fights in cartoon or just anime history or whatever you want to call it. It's such a well-detailed fight that it tells a whole story without them saying little to no words throughout the whole entire fight sequence. And that's the thing about this fight that makes it so special, is because it's not the action that makes this fight what it is, it's the buildup of these characters that make this fight more monumental than anything else. Now, yeah, I love to see Zuko breakdancing like he on Soul Train shooting fire from his feet. I love to see that. But at the same time, there's nothing better than a good story followed by a good action sequence. And this fight tells the story with little to no dialogue being said. Zuko goes from a very hot-headed, passionate, not listening, not caring to what everybody else got to say, just trying to get the approval of his own father, to now a more calm, well-versed fighter that doesn't need his father's approval, that doesn't need his sister's approval. The only approval he needs is within himself. Meanwhile, Azula practically stays the same the whole course of her life. The only reason she even appeared like she had everything all together is because these two Mind Tai, they're the ones that carried her. They're the ones that boosted her confidence, her self-esteem, all that stuff. Once they left her and realized, you know what, we really don't mess with you like that, old girl lost everything. And the fight clearly shows how sloppy and how messed up she is. And also the Boondocks, which a lot of people get mad for whatever reason if you call the Boondocks an anime. Yeah, it's not made in Japan, but bruh, literally almost every episode is influenced by anime. The fight choreography is inspired by anime. It's been proven. You can look all this stuff up. And the Boondocks is such a well-perceived show, not because of just the fight choreography or the comedy and humor behind it, which definitely adds to it, it helps, but it's the context and the story behind it that makes it all come together. A perfect example is when Riley was praising Gangstalicious and he found out your boy was gay. You know, it crushed Riley, bro. But when Riley didn't know that, he supported this man blindly. He did everything this man did without really understanding the reasoning behind it. And I know this might sound obvious, but it's just crazy to me that there are people out there that take the Boondocks literal. They watch this episode and think, oh, it's saying don't be gay, when it's like, bro, is literally making fun of the people that call everything gay. But the moral of the story is that you shouldn't follow these weird people because you don't know what stuff they do behind closed doors. This is why you need to be yourself. And yes, I'm talking to all those people that whenever somebody praises something, you got all these little kids typing glazing, oh, you're riding, which is just so stupid. Like, you can't even show love no more, bruh.